guys. Alright guys, in this video is going to be a little different. Be kind of a special video. Never thought I would see this car again. It's 06 Mustang GT. Kind of give you a little bit of a backstory real quick. Back in 2006, my dad bought this car brand new at the Ford dealership. Had it, I don't know, a few months or so, mid-year maybe. He passed away from family illness. He was only like 43. Had some short memories with him in the car and stuff. We had big plans. Dad was a huge car guy, gearhead, you know. Used to be a master tech and all that stuff, where he got into his own family business of, you know, excavating and hauling rock, asphalt, you know, coal, whatever. But anyway, I was young, early teens at the time. My brother was just maybe 3 or 4. I kept the car for a long time. Done some mods over the years. A little bit of time, you know, helped me get through a tough time and stuff. You know, really bonded with the car basically. You know, just for memories, it just helped out. We've always been a big car family, and some of the cars that I've had, and you know, current cars, you know, hold a special place in your heart, you know. But anyway, I kept the car all the way up to around 2013. Sold it to a friend for reasons and stuff. He kept it 2 years maybe, and he sold it to a used car dealer guy that come into his dealership where he worked at and bought their used cars and stuff. Then he took it to, that guy took it to an auction where a used car lot up in Ohio bought it. And I found it at the time. That was around late 2014, early 2015 maybe. And I just had so many bills, and they was asking too much for the car, and I couldn't get it back. But after that, I kind of forgot about it. The new owner had it for maybe 8 years, but I never laid eyes on the car again after, like I said, late 2014, early 2015. Never saw it again in person. You know, by now I figured it was dragged out and junk. I always planned to get it back at some point, but just never did. I just, you know, just got sidetracked on everything else, but it was always the plan after, you know, get everything paid off and this and that. But long story short, fast forward till now, my younger brother actually tracked that car down because he was in the market to get a used Mustang. He's been selling, you know, what he can. I mean, he works every day, but just been selling everything he can to, you know, get a used Mustang. And he got to thinking about that car and tracked it down. Took him a little bit, but he tracked it down, and finally got in touch with the owner. At first, the guy didn't want to sell it, and told him the story and everything. And finally, they agreed on a price, and he drove over 4 hours one way just to get the car. Surprisingly, after getting it back and looking at it, pictures and everything, it's basically the same way it was when I sold it, minus a couple little details. But I always thought the car would be ragged out in a junkyard by now, but I am surprised. It's been emotional for everybody. Even though my brother owns it now, it's still very good to have it back in the family. I would like to get it back at some point, but you know, at least it's in the family is the way I'm looking at it, and he gets to enjoy it and stuff. But it's good to have it back and good to see the car. It brings back a lot of memories. Made my own memories in that car. Had memories of Dad in the car. It's just one of those emotional experiences. But he did write out a paper, my brother did, that he's, you know, kind of like a story that he's got for a folder to put, you know, put out car shows and stuff for everybody to take a look at. This car is not going to be took out and ripped and roared and raced every time it comes out of the driveway. It's a keepsake. It's, you know, take it out, cruise it, you know, go to a car show or something, maybe get on it a little bit and bring it back home, put it in the garage, you know, just to try to keep it, you know, in the family as long as we can. Car still only got like 10,000 miles on it, which is crazy. It's like 10,700, 10,800 miles. It's under 11,000 miles on it, so it's crazy. But that being said, we'll get into the video. Here we go. Okay guys, never thought I'd see this car again, especially in the condition that it's in, which is pretty good. It's my old Mustang. 2006 Mustang GT, 4.63 valve automatic. I'll do a little walk around. Here's a walk around clip with it running and going over the mods and stuff. Let me tell you a little bit about the mods on it. It's basically the same way it was when I sold it, which is surprising, other than the red valve covers. When I sold it, my friend done the red valve covers. I had them polished out, but we're going to take those back off and either find some chrome ones or have them powder coated polished, or polish them back out or something. But stock motor, 4.63 valve. Only thing internal wise it has is a Ford Racing hot rod cams that I put in. Ford Racing intake manifold, BBK 62mm throttle body, BBK air intake, BBK underdrive pulleys, then aftermarket idler pulleys, pace setter long tube headers, custom X pipe, no cats. And the mufflers has been changed on it. It's currently got the MBRP mufflers, axle backs. I'm probably going to change them to the boreless stingers. Put those on it. I also done a Zex nitrous kit back in. Still has it. It does still work, but the bottle is out of date and we don't really plan on spraying it anymore. This combo, tuned right, usually made around 350, 340, 350 to the wheels. You know, back then, early 2000s, that wasn't bad. Then plus 75, I had a 75 shut on it, and then I jumped it up to 100, so over 400 to the wheels back then, early 2000s wasn't bad around this area, small town, so. But I always did want to put a supercharger on it when I had it. Never got around to it. But we might still do that. We don't know, but we don't plan on racing the car. It's basically a keepsake. It's not something to take out and really beat the crap out of and race it every time you get it out of the driveway. It's something to take out to cruise, maybe get on it a little bit, go to car shows mainly just because of the history, sentimental value and everything. So we're not going to get into 5.0 swapping it or taking the motor out and doing this, doing that. But all the chroma stuff mainly came from UPR products. But would like to do, like I said, like a Paxton or Vortec or Pro Charger. You know, stock motor, like 10, 11 pound of boost, that's usually what they liked. And I'd usually get, you know, it depends on the dyno and stuff, over 550 wheel, and that's enough to run low 11s, high 10s in the right conditions. Maybe throw a converter in it. But I do plan to take it over at work and have it retuned from the tuner we use. It does have still has the old Brand Speed email tune on it from way back then. Back then it was one and done. You usually didn't do any logging stuff. It was one and done back then. So, but it ran good for back early 2000s when I had it and stuff. As far as the outside, I done the Cervini's hood, ram air hood. Done the grill with the bezels. UPR Products used to sell those bezels. I don't know if they still do or not. Then 3D Concept lower chin spoiler. This Performance White. I painted the mirrors. Done the 3D Carbon, I think was the name of them, side scoops. Done the chrome trim on the rear. UPR. Done the wheels, got those from American Muscle Performance. They're 17 by 9s. I used to have drag rails on it, but it don't now. So the stripes, the ones on the top, the trunk, and the back and stuff, those are original. The ones on the side, the front, been redone. The hood, obviously I changed the hood. They're not original. But Dad put the rest of them on way back then. Only 10,000 miles on it, under 11,000, so like 10,800 or something.